we'll have a panel discussion, and if there, I want to open it to leave a few minutes for questions from the audience when we have the panel, okay? So write down your questions. Okay, our next speaker is Gitit Baron, and she's going to talk to us about social marketing. We know advertising is a very important issue. It came up here, and let's see what, I'm interested to hear what we can do in that section.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for inviting me to be here. As Efrat said, I'm coming from the Department of Communication here in Tel Aviv University, and I want to talk about social marketing. Social marketing is a framework that is being used in 4 main areas. One of them is health promotion, and it deals with healthier eating, encouraging physical activity, and of course obesity for the recent years. Social marketing is also is being used for injury prevention, environmental protection, and promoting community mobilization. So what exactly is social marketing? Although the word social is there, it's not about Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or anything else. Social marketing is the use of marketing principles and techniques to influence people, to influence a target audience, to change their behavior, to change their lifestyle. And really, we find that social marketing is working not only to improve the target audience lives, but also society as a whole. So although social marketing is about marketing, it's not similar to commercial marketing. Social marketing is not just a beautiful ad or nice slogan. It's usually being done in a context and not in a vacuum. And it's quite a long process, and we have to take that under consideration because results, we often very happy to see immediate results, but in social marketing, this is not the case. So although social marketing is quite different from commercial marketing, there is still like this big important lesson we can all learn from commercial marketing, and this is the focus on consumers. In all marketing decisions, one must need to make these decisions according to the needs, the wants, the desires, and the characteristics of the customer. So in social marketing, we are focused on people and how they can change their behavior or lifestyle. And there are 2 key terms we are using. One of them is a barrier for change, and the other one is the benefits. As David mentioned before, usually it's not a good idea in marketing to address the population as a whole, and we are using segmentation to divide the population into subgroups. And then we take a decision which subgroup we should focus on, and this becomes our target audience. So the main question here is what subgroups within the population have particular characteristics. A very common division of population is according to socio-demographic characteristics, but in social marketing, that is not always the case. For example, one of our projects that maybe I will introduce later on is celebrating healthier birthday parties for kids. And here, the population, it doesn't matter for me if it's someone from a high income or low income, many years of education, not a few years of education. I want parents as a population from diverse social backgrounds. So here, actually, the segmentation is about being a parent to a preschool, and also where are you on this model of stages of behavioral change. According to the model, change is not easy, surprise. And also, it's not a linear process. And it usually starts with people not really thinking about the change or not being even aware to the information. I can give an example from my life. I started running a year ago, and honestly, the Gitit from 5 years ago couldn't even imagine myself doing that. So that is the first phase when we not really even consider adopting the new behavior. And then human need a time for preparation. So for me, after a few of my really good friends start running and kind of asked me to join along, one day I said, okay, I had enough with your nagging and I'll come for a run. But first, I have to go to Nike website and maybe buy myself new shoes or new clothes, and that would be my preparation. And then again, the action, as David said before, nutrition and physical activity, it's not only about this one time. This one time I went for a run, but it's about keep on making the same choice every week. And a lot of people have really difficult time to keep the change. And the maintenance phase is quite difficult, and therefore we have the relapses. I don't know what about you, but here in Israel, the weekend is on Friday and Saturday, and every Friday night I go to my parents' house to have a dinner, and I eat too much, and I promise myself Sunday I will start a diet. I think maybe a lot of you can relate, but maybe for you it's Monday. So these relapses of life events are happening, and how can I come back to the action? So if we're thinking about people and making food choice, a healthy food choice more easy, we need to think about the barriers, also known as the price I need to pay, the cost or the costs. And the two main questions that we really should give attention to when we're thinking about barriers is what do people have to give up in order to carry out their recommended action? So maybe for us as professionals, it's really, I don't know, easy to say you don't need this Coca-Cola, you can just switch to water. But we really should remember that the people are in the focus. That means that we need to figure out what the people are giving up when we ask them to switch from cola to water. Another important question is what might prevent people from following instructions. And usually we are talking in terms of what is normative in the surrounded area. Is it difficult or not difficult to adopt the new behavior? And we should keep in mind that although we are working in the field and it's nutrition and good food choices is all we think about, but most of the people we are trying to reach out aren't always interested in what we have to say. Maybe they don't want to talk about the issue or listen to what we have to say. Maybe not because they don't care or they're evil or something. Sometimes it's because they don't have time or enough attention for us. So in the social marketing work, the first step will be to identify what the cost is, again, from the standpoint of the population. It can be physical, like I don't have a running track next to my house, so I can't run. It can be social. People around me in my school are laughing at me because I'm bringing a bottle of water and not a bottle of Coca-Cola. It can be emotional or even in terms of time, effort, and actually the need to change is something difficult for us as human beings. We don't like change very much. For me, I can say, if I'm thinking about running, the main barrier was myself. Like, I could not even imagine myself doing this activity. So it really held me back for years from even trying. Once we identify the barrier, the next step will be, of course, to find ways to reduce this cost or reduce this price. And usually the tactic for that will be to make it more accessible and more normative and more convenient for the people, of course. As in life, once you have barriers, you also have benefits. So the benefits, the other side of this structure is the problem solving, or what need can I satisfy or help people satisfy with that they are changing their behavior. Here, the most two important questions are what kind of satisfaction might people get from the recommended action, and how can doing the recommended action help people to solve something that is worrying them or bothering them. And again, the benefits can vary from improving my self-esteem and confidence to helping me meet new people and keep up with my social relationships, feeling better about myself if I'm helping others. So really it comes up to this one, this slide, saying that social marketing, again, is all about focusing on the people and their point of view in order to help them change their behavior to a healthy one. And it's all about reducing as much as possible the costs or the price or the barriers, and enhancing at the same time as much as possible the benefits or also the rewards, if we're taking terms from psychology, and incentives. I want to finish up with really two little examples of how we can use this theory of social marketing to influence the reality around us. So I want to introduce a program I was working in and taking part in, which is called Efshari Bari. Efshari Bari, it's the Israeli national program for active and healthy living. For those of you who don't speak Hebrew, here is the Hebrew version of the slogan, and next to it, it's in Arabic. So, as I mentioned earlier, one of the activities we decided to do is deal with changing the way people perceive and celebrate birthdays for children. I don't know how many of you have kids, but it's quite crazy these days. Celebrating birthday in Israel, it's usually with a lot of sweets and candies and snacks and food, basically. So once we decided that we're going to target preschool parents and staff members, we went to talk to them and ask them what is keeping you from changing the way you want to celebrate your child's birthday and make it more healthy. So people told us that birthday are something that is not usual. It only happens once a year. But for a child, of course, it happens almost every week, because every week another child has a birthday. For a lot of people that working a lot of hours and not really spending too much time with their kids in the daily day, the birthday celebration is a chance to show your child how much you love them. And there is associations in people's mind between sweets and affection. Like the way to show my child I really love him is to plan this birthday with a lot of candies, so it will feel loved. And another interesting barrier, and that goes to the normative side of the thing, is that people also mentioned what they are thinking People also mention that they are afraid of what other people will think about them. And they talked about it in terms of expectations. They said, you know, you're sitting around with 45 years old woman, and she's like, I'm afraid of what my child will think of me if I will not shower him with candies. Also what other parents and staff members will think of me. And on the other hand, what can be the benefits here? So we figure out that healthier birthdays prevent competition between parents. And when we are celebrating a healthier birthday, only with a cake, without all the sweets, it puts the kid in the focus of attention, and it's full of fun activities and physical activities, and not only sweets. Efrat is really going to kill me, but I'm going to steal one more minute to give one more example about how we can, with policy, make it easier to choose healthier bread. So this slogan here, if we talked about people don't have enough time to read the labels, we use this symbol, Ministry of Health promote this policy, to put on a bread that have more whole grain, less sugar and less salt. So when people come to the shelf and they have like this insane amount of brands, it's easy to pick up the one that is marked as the more healthy one. Thank you so much.